Let's go to the Wayback Machine. Remember when Donald Trump called his war with Iran a short-term excursion? Well, now it's an unmitigated disaster. Attacks are escalating across the Middle East, and gas, grocery, and emergency energy prices continue to surge here at home. And here's the thing. Donald Trump knows how bad and unpopular this all is, and it appears to be getting to him just a little bit. NBC News reports that angry about his military options and frustrated that he can't close a deal with Iran, Trump erupted during a meeting last week with some of his top national security officials, yelling expletives. One Trump ally told NBC News the president is exasperated. I don't think he believed it was going to be this difficult to get the Iranians to agree to a deal. You don't say. You didn't listen to any of your predecessors? Anyway, joining me now is former Pentagon press secretary and State Department spokesman, retired Rear Admiral John Kirby. It's amazing, Admiral Kirby. Donald Trump appears to be losing his cool over a war he started. According to NBC News, the military has been preparing for a resumption of major combat operations without clear guidance. You know, he's mad because he's not giving clear guidance. He's mad because he's changing his mind every 12 hours. He's mad because Iran has figured out his MO. And so they're punking him as much as he's trying to punk them, right? So how dangerous of a combination is this right now between the president who's on an emotional roller coaster and the results we see?
We're at a very dangerous stage right now, Michael. We've already seen just in the last, 24, 48 hours, a real geographic escalation here. Egypt has now taken hits from a couple of drones. Iran's claimed responsibility for that. The Houthis are continuing to hit ships or strike ships in the Red Sea. And now the Saudis are involved in the war in the Red Sea. They're trying to form a coalition of other nations to help them patrol the Red Sea. And then they actually joined in strikes yesterday with the U.S. military. So it is now really expanding inside the region and becoming a much bigger conflict than it was. And that just increases the chances of miscalculations by all sides here and for maybe even a deeper and broader war than it already is.
Well, you know, I took note of what you just said, deep in the possibility of miscalculations by both sides. The Iranians have shown themselves to be the better player at this table, to be quite honest. They hold the Strait of Hormuz. You mean you didn't figure that out? Well, we've seen what they did with the Africa map, so they got that wrong. So it's not surprising they even figure out the Strait of Hormuz and the importance of it. So the Iranians know this. How do you think they're reading this chaos inside the administration? And what do you think they could potentially take, tactically, the risks that they're willing to take tactically to sort of move this thing more in their favor?
I think it kind of depends on where in the Iranian government you're sitting. If you're one of the pragmatists in the civil government and you're helping negotiate with Mr. Kushner and Mr. Witkoff, then yes, you probably are trying to find an off-ramp here, a diplomatic off-ramp, which allows the regime to survive, which gives it some equities over the Strait of Hormuz and preserves their ability to drag out nuclear negotiations. But if you were in the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard, or the mullahs, the hardliners, then you want exactly the situation that you were just describing. You want to drag this out. You want to continue to strike at ships. You want to continue to strike at U.S. military bases and U.S. allies in the region. You want to continue to inflict pain, even though it's not of a major strategic way, certainly in a tactical and operational way, on the U.S. military and on Donald Trump. And what I meant by miscalculation was I worry that both sides are kind of misreading the other. The president seems to keeps putting pressure on Iran. They'll finally knuckle under and come to the table, but that has not happened, and it's not likely to happen because the people that Mr. Kushner and Mr. Witkoff are negotiating with are not the people literally with their fingers on the triggers of the drones and the missiles. And I worry that the Iranians are miscalculating a little bit of the desperation that the Trump administration is feeling right now. And they might underestimate their ability to preserve and to stay resilient. And in other words, just invite even increased military action by Mr. Trump and now the Saudis.
And that's why we need to listen to smart guys like you. We're going to understand exactly what the dynamics are and what's at stake. Rear Admiral John Kirby, thank you much, my friend, for being with us.